To truly understand Berlin, one must look not to its ever-shifting skyline, a jagged chronicle of division, reunification, and relentless modernity, but to the very ground beneath one's feet. The city's very name is believed to derive from an old Polabian Slavic word, Birldrus, meaning swamp or morass, a subtle yet profound clue to its origins in the marshy, unforgiving valley of the River Spree. This foundational challenge is nowhere more evident or astonishing than on Museum Island. A designated UNESCO World Heritage Site, its collection of neoclassical and imperial behemoths exerts a colossal weight that rests not on solid bedrock, but upon tens of thousands of resilient oak and pine piles driven deep into the riverbed's alluvial mud. Each of these 5 world-class institutions is, in essence, a spectacular triumph of engineering over geography, a masterpiece held aloft by a hidden forest. For over 700 years, every grand edifice, every monument to Prussian ambition, has been a conscious act of defiance against this unstable earth. It is a quiet but powerful testament to the city's defining characteristic, a relentless, stubborn, and deeply ingrained will to not only exist, but to create permanence and profound beauty upon the most challenging of foundations, proving that Berlin's greatest strength has always been its capacity to build greatness where, by all rights, nothing should stand at all, be it on the shifting mud of the Spree or upon the fractured ruins of its own history. Ostuni rises from the Polian Plain like a mirage, a cascade of white stone so brilliant it seems to gather and amplify the Mediterranean light. This iconic luminescence, however, was born not from aesthetics, but from a desperate pragmatism. During the Great Plagues of the 17th century, the townspeople began methodically coating every surface with lime wash, or calcens. They had discovered, through necessity, its powerful antiseptic properties. This annual ritual of purification, a defense against an invisible enemy, had a secondary, transformative effect. The lime reflected the sun's rays deep into the city's labyrinthine alleys, which were themselves designed centuries earlier to disorient invaders. What began as a shield against pestilence and a tactic of defense has since become the city's radiant soul, a gleaming testament to a community's will to endure, turning stark survival into enduring beauty. Madeira's identity is forged not just in the volcanic fire that birthed it, but in the deep time preserved within its mountainous core. Here, sheltered in the island's precipitous ravines, lies the largest surviving remnant of laurisilva forest on Earth. This is not merely a collection of trees. It is a living relic from the Tertiary period, a type of subtropical woodland that covered much of southern Europe over 20 million years ago, long before the last ice age reshaped the continent. Walking beneath its gnarled, moss-covered canopy through the persistent mountain mist is to experience an echo of a forgotten world. The air itself feels ancient, heavy with the scent of damp earth and laurel leaves. This remarkable ecosystem, sustained by the island's unique oceanic climate, explains the profound sense of otherness one feels here. Madeira is more than a destination. It is a sanctuary, a geological accident that became a botanical ark, carefully preserving a chapter of Earth's history that the rest of the world has long since lost. To truly grasp the essence of Mallorca, one must first look to its formidable spine, the Serra de Tramuntana. These peaks, plunging into the Mediterranean with such dramatic finality, are not a volcanic outburst, but a far older story. They are a displaced fragment of the Betic Cordillera from mainland Spain, a colossal shard of limestone and dolomite thrust upwards over 20 million years ago by the slow, inexorable collision of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. This single, violent geological event is the true author of the island's character. It sculpted the sheer cliffs and sheltered coves that have guarded the west coast for millennia, while its porous rock created a hidden world of underground aquifers, the secret source of the island's life. For centuries, this rugged terrain served as both fortress and sanctuary, isolating communities and fostering a culture of profound resilience and self-sufficiency, a legacy now protected as a World Heritage landscape. It is a powerful reminder that what we see as tranquil beauty was born from unimaginable force. To truly understand Bruges, one must look not to the land, but to the sea. During its golden age, from the 12th to the 15th century, this was not some quaint inland town, but one of Europe's most vital ports. A deep tidal channel, the Zwin, gave the city direct access to the North Sea, transforming these now serene canals into bustling arteries of international commerce. It was here that wool from England met spices from the Orient, and the world's first stock exchange was born from the dealings of its powerful merchants. The immense wealth generated is still etched into the very fabric of the city, in the ornate guild halls and the proud stepped gable facades that gaze over the water. Yet the Zwin, the very source of this power, was also its undoing. As the channel inexorably silted over, Bruges's lifeline to the world was severed, preserving it in a kind of magnificent stasis. What we see today is not just a city of canals, but a ghost of a global economy, its fortunes written and then erased by the shifting sands of the sea. To walk through Krakow is to witness a city that, by all historical accounts, should not exist in this pristine form. While the capital, Warsaw, was systematically razed to the ground, Krakow's medieval heart and Renaissance soul survived the Second World War with an almost impossible integrity. This was no simple oversight. By January of 1945, the retreating German army had drilled thousands of holes into the city's south. Gazing up at Frankfurt's steel and glass towers, it is easy to see only a modern temple of finance, a city nicknamed Manhattan for its ambitious skyline. But the true source of this city's power lies buried deeper in parchment and ceremony. For nearly 500 years, this was the stage for one of Europe's most significant political rituals. The Golden Bull of 1356 decreed Frankfurt the official electoral site for the Holy Roman Emperors, a decision that transformed its destiny. Here, in the Römerberg Square, prince-electors would cast their votes, and within the Kaisersaal, or Hall of Emperors, the newly crowned sovereign would hold his coronation banquet. Though the bombs of the Second World War leveled nearly 80% of the old city, this historic core was painstakingly reconstructed, a testament to its enduring significance. It is a powerful reminder that beneath the hum of global markets and the gleam of contemporary architecture, Frankfurt's identity is forged not just in capital, but in the ancient legacy of crowns and charters. To stand in Volterra is to feel the immense weight of history pressing down on a foundation that is, quite literally, giving way. Long before Rome, this was the Etruscan city of Vellatri, one of the 12 powerful capitals of their confederation, chosen for its unassailable command of the landscape. Yet, the very geology that offered this strategic advantage contains a profound vulnerability. For centuries, relentless erosion has been eating away at the hill's unstable layers of sand and clay, creating the vast, unsettling chasms known as the balls. These great wounds in the earth have already swallowed Etruscan tombs, medieval churches, and entire sections of the ancient city walls, pulling them into the void. It is a slow, inexorable siege by nature itself, a constant reminder that here, the past is not only buried beneath your feet, but is actively being reclaimed by the earth at the very edge of town. This ongoing dialogue between human permanence and geological impermanence is the quiet, dramatic truth of Volterra. The skyline of Ghent tells a story of competing ambitions, a medieval power struggle rendered in stone. From this vantage point, you see the famous row of 3 towers, St. Bavo's Cathedral, a monument to divine authority, St. Nicholas's Church, funded by the city's wealthy merchants, and in the center, the belfry. Completed in the 14th century, the belfry was no mere clock tower. It was a fortified treasury and watchtower, a defiant symbol of civic power. It housed the city's charters, the precious documents that guaranteed the freedoms of its citizens against the claims of counts and dukes. This autonomy was built on wealth from the cloth trade, a commercial might that transformed the banks of the Lao River into a stunning tableau of ornate guild halls. These were not the homes of aristocrats, but the proud headquarters of weavers, boatmen, and masons. Ghent was, and in many ways remains, a city built by its own hands, its enduring character forged in a spirit of industrious independence. To truly understand Girona, one must look not just at its history, but at the very stone from which it is built. This is the Pedra de Girona, a warm, nummulitic limestone quarried from the surrounding hills. What appears solid is, in fact, a dense collection of marine fossils, a silent testament to a sea that covered this land 40 million years ago. It was this stone that the Romans first used to raise the walls of the Forza Vella over 2,000 years past. Centuries later, medieval masons would use the same material to achieve the impossible, constructing the single widest Gothic nave in the world, a breathtaking expanse that still defies belief. From the foundations of a Roman fortress to the soaring vaults of its cathedral and the worn cobblestones underfoot, Girona is a city not merely built upon the land, but literally composed of its deepest history, a seamless chronicle written in stone. To truly understand Lisbon, one must first understand its foundations, not just the fabled 7 hills, but the very ground that has shaped its destiny. The cataclysm of 1755 was more than a historical event. It was a geological reset. The earthquake, followed by a tsunami and fires, leveled nearly 2/3 of the city. But from that devastation rose an unprecedented feat of Enlightenment engineering. What we see today in the elegant grid of the Baiksa district is the direct result of that moment. One of the world's first seismically resistant urban plans, with its flexible wooden Gaiola Pombalina framework designed to sway rather than shatter. This rational order stands in stark contrast to the medieval labyrinth of the Alfama, which clung to its hilltop and largely survived. To walk from one to the other is to travel between eras, a physical reminder that this is a city built not just on hills, but on a profound and enduring story of resilience. The iconic canals of Copenhagen, reflecting the vibrant gabled houses of Nyhavn, are more than just a picturesque backdrop. They are the city's very origin story, etched in water and stone. Founded in the year 1167 by the warrior bishop Absalon, the settlement was strategically built upon this nexus of sea and land. Its original name, Købmandens Haven, the merchant's harbor, reveals its true purpose not as a royal seat, but as a fortified marketplace, designed to control the lucrative herring trade of the Øresund Strait. This foundational blueprint is still legible today. The waterways, once bustling with medieval trading vessels, now dictate the rhythm of the city, carving out distinct neighborhoods and creating an intimate, human scale. It's a remarkable paradox. A city born from the pragmatic demands of medieval commerce has evolved into a global symbol of communal well-being, where the very channels dug for strategic advantage now serve as conduits for a uniquely serene way of life. To truly understand Cuenca, one must look beyond the celebrated architecture and into the very rock itself. The city is perched precariously upon a narrow spur of limestone, a natural fortress carved out by the relentless erosive power of the Jukar and Huekar rivers over the course of 90 million years. This is a classic karst landscape, a geological masterpiece where slightly acidic rainwater has patiently dissolved the soluble rock, creating the dramatic, sheer-sided gorges that define the city's profile. The very bones of Cuenca are this porous, sculpted stone, a foundation that both permits and demands its unique, gravity-defying construction. It is a landscape that dictates its own terms, forcing human settlement to cling vertiginously to its edges. Flanking the promontory, the two rivers have worked in a slow, inexorable tandem, sculpting deep canyons that fall. To truly understand Barcelona, one must look down from above, where two distinct cities reveal themselves. There is the ancient, labyrinthine heart of the Barri Gothic, a dense tangle of history, and then there is the breathtakingly rational grid of the Example. This was the vision of Ildefons Cerda, a 19th-century urban planner who dreamed not just of expansion, but of a healthier, more equitable city. His iconic octagonal blocks were not a mere stylistic flourish. They were a social prescription, designed to flood the intersections with light and air, creating small, sun-drenched plazas at every corner and ensuring no citizen was too far from green space. Walking these broad avenues today, you can still feel the echo of his utopian ambition, a sense of deliberate order imposed upon the landscape. Yet, it is within this rigid framework that the city's famously irrepressible spirit thrives. Cerda provided the canvas, a masterpiece of logic and foresight, but it is the unplannable, vibrant pulse of Catalan life that continues to paint it with color and complexity. To truly understand Amsterdam, one must look beyond the postcard image and see the masterful design beneath. What appears to be a charming, chaotic web of waterways is, in fact, one of history's most ambitious urban planning projects. Conceived in the early 17th century, the Great Canal Ring, the Grachtengordel, was a deliberate, concentric expansion built on reclaimed marshland, a testament to a society bending water to its will. This calculated design dictated the very architecture we see today. The iconic gabled houses, narrow and deep, were a direct response to attacks based on canal frontage. Each slender facade represents a clever solution to a municipal decree from 400 years ago. It's a landscape where every stone and every waterway tells a story not of chance, but of human ingenuity. A meticulously engineered city that still breathes with the rhythm of the tides its founders sought to tame. From the plains of the Estremadura region, Obidos rises like a medieval sentinel, its crenellated walls encircling a perfectly preserved heart. But these fortifications guard more than just a town. They protect a unique legacy. For nearly 600 years, Obidos was the personal property of the Queens of Portugal, a tradition initiated in the 13th century when King Dinas presented it as a wedding gift to his bride, Queen Isabel. This royal patronage, this centuries-long dowry, shaped the town's very character. It wasn't merely a strategic outpost. It became the Casa das Rainhas, the House of the Queens. You can feel that influence today, not in grand palaces, but in the intimate scale of its whitewashed homes, the vibrant bougainvillea spilling over stone, and the meticulous care given to every cobblestone lane. It's a rare place where the formidable strength of a fortress coexists with the delicate artistry of a cherished jewel, a living tapestry woven through history by the hands of queens. Nestled within a formidable cradle of peaks, Innsbruck is a city not merely placed in the landscape, but born directly of it. Its very name, meaning the bridge over the Inn River, whispers the secret to its centuries of strategic power. This was the linchpin, the vital crossing that commanded the Brenner Pass, the lowest and most accessible route over the Central Alps, funneling the immense flow of commerce, culture, and conflict between the Germanic north and the Italian south. It was this unique confluence of trade and terrain that around the year 1500 compelled Emperor Maximilian I to make it the heart of his empire, a legacy etched into the gilded facades of the old town. Yet, even amidst this Habsburg splendor, one's gaze is inevitably pulled upwards to the sheer, almost vertical, limestone walls of the Nordkette Range. This colossal natural rampart serves as a constant, powerful reminder that while human history is written on the valley floor, it is the unyielding, geological time of the Alps that has always held ultimate authority. The iconic silhouette of Zayantse Schans against the Dutch sky is far more than a quaint postcard image. It is a living monument to an era of profound innovation. What we witness today is a beautiful echo of what was, in the 17th and 18th centuries, arguably the world's first dedicated industrial zone. At its zenith, over 600 windmills crowded this narrow riverbank, their sails spinning in a coordinated effort that powered a colossal economic engine. This wasn't just about pumping water. Each mill was a specialist in a vast production line. Towering sawmills processed Scandinavian pine for the thousands of ships built in nearby Amsterdam, while others ground exotic spices from the far-flung East Indies, pressed oil from seeds, or pulverized pigments that would find their way onto the canvases of the Dutch masters. To stand here is to sense the sheer, relentless energy of the place, a meticulously engineered, wind-driven factory floor that proves how Dutch ingenuity harnessed the very elements to forge a golden age, one deliberate revolution of a wooden sail at a time. To gaze upon Hallstatt is to see a near-perfect reflection. a storybook village suspended between mountain and water. Yet this iconic landscape owes its existence not to aesthetics, but to geology and a primal human need. Deep within the Salzburg, the white gold of the ancient world, salt, has been mined continuously for over 7,000 years, making this the oldest industrial site on the planet. It was this unprecedented, continuous wealth that financed the community clinging precariously to the shore below. The sheer slopes of the Dachstein Massif offered no flat land for expansion, forcing a unique vertical architecture where one house's attic is another's foundation. The elegant 16th century homes and the delicate church spire, seemingly placed for the perfect photograph, are in fact monuments to a subterranean treasure. Every timbered facade and cobbled lane is therefore a testament, a story told not just in stone and wood, but in the enduring legacy of salt. To truly understand Perugia, one must first understand its perch. This is no accident of geography, but a deliberate choice made over 2,500 years ago by the Etruscans, a civilization that predates Rome itself. They chose this acropolis not for the sweeping vistas of the Umbrian Valley, but for strategic command, carving their city from the very travertine of the hill. This geological DNA dictates everything. The labyrinthine alleys that follow ancient contours, the sudden, breathtaking drops, the sense of a fortress suspended between earth and sky. You feel this most profoundly deep within the Rocca Paolina, the colossal 16th century papal fortress. Here, Pope Paul III didn't just build upon the city, he burrowed into it, entombing an entire medieval district to assert his dominance. What remains is a subterranean city, a ghost world of stone archways and cobbled streets, a staggering testament to how Perugia is not merely built on a hill, but is a living chronicle of power, geology, and time itself. Etched into the ancient city walls, a simple declaration resonates with the weight of a nation. Aqui nasceu Portugal. This is no mere boast, but a foundational truth rooted in the 12th century. It was here, within this granite heartland, that Afonso Henriques, the country's first king, was reputedly born, and it was on the nearby fields of São Mamede in the year 1128 that his pivotal victory secured the county's independence from the Kingdom of Leon. Today, that formative spirit is not confined to monuments. It breathes through the impeccably preserved medieval core, where narrow cobbled lanes weave between timber-framed houses and sun-drenched plazas. To wander through Guimarães is to understand that this city is more than just a historic site. It is the very template from which a national identity was forged, a living testament to the moment a region became a realm, and a defiant nobleman became the father of a country. To comprehend Budapest is to understand its dual nature, a city of two distinct halves, Buda and Pest, gazing at one another across the steady flow of the Danube. Yet, the city's most defining characteristic lies not on the surface, but deep within the earth. Here, a major geological fault line acts as a conduit, allowing millions of liters of mineral-rich thermal water to surge upwards each day from more than 100 natural springs. This extraordinary geothermal gift is the very reason for the city's existence, the why behind its celebrated bathing culture. The Romans founded their provincial capital, Aquincum, precisely for these waters nearly 2,000 years ago. Centuries later, the Ottomans built their atmospheric hammams, and the Austro-Hungarians erected palatial spas of breathtaking grandeur. To enter one today is to do more than bathe. It is to participate in a continuous, living history, a daily ritual where geology and community converge, reminding us that this capital was not simply built upon the land, but was born from the healing waters flowing within it. To truly grasp the Lange, one must look not just at its rolling vine-stitched hills, but deep within them, back through geological time. This entire landscape was once the floor of the Ligurian Piedmontese Ocean. a warm sea that receded some 5 million years ago during the Pliocene epoch. For millennia, layers of sediment, sand, and the microscopic shells of marine life settled and compressed, forming the distinct calcareous marl soils that now define the terroir. This ancient marine legacy is not merely a historical footnote. It is the living soul of the region's bounty. It is this precise, mineral-rich composition that forces the roots of the Nebbiolo grape to struggle, concentrating the flavors that yield the profound complexity and formidable tannins of Barolo and Barbaresco. This same earth, with its unique pH and humidity, nurtures the elusive tuber magnatum pico, the prized white truffle of Alba. Here, the taste of the present is an echo of the deep past, and every glass of wine is a conversation with a long-vanished sea. Salzburg. The name itself, meaning Salt Fortress, is a direct testament to the city's origin story, a story written not in musical notes, but in geology and commerce. For over 2,000 years, the immense wealth of this region was not found in concert halls, but deep within the surrounding mountains. The white gold, halite salt, mined from peaks like the Durenberg, was the true currency that built this alpine jewel. This foundational industry financed the powerful prince archbishops, granting them the resources to erect the formidable Hohensalzburg fortress, which still dominates the skyline as a stone sentinel. Below, the profits from countless salt barges that plied the Salzach River were transformed into the magnificent Baroque churches and elegant squares that define the Old Town. Every ornate facade and soaring spire is, in essence, a monument to a humble mineral. It's a profound reminder that this city, celebrated for the ephemeral beauty of Mozart's compositions, stands on a foundation as solid and essential as the earth itself, a place where raw geology was alchemized into enduring human culture. The postcard tranquility of Giethorn belies its origin story, one written not in ink, but carved from the earth by sheer necessity. This idyllic water world is the unintended consequence of a centuries-long enterprise, the harvesting of peat. Beginning in the 13th century, settlers methodically dug up the boggy ground, cutting the dried turf into blocks to be used as fuel. The trenches and pits left by this exhaustive process gradually filled with water, creating the very canals that now define the village. Consequently, homes could only be built on the remaining slivers of solid land, turning each dwelling into a small island. To connect this fragmented community, a latticework of over 170 wooden arch bridges was constructed, becoming the only roads in the village's historic core. What we now see as a serene retreat is, in fact, a living map of a forgotten industry, a landscape where the scars of labor have, over time, healed into features of unparalleled beauty. To truly grasp the spirit of Hamburg, one must first understand its dialogue with water. Here, in the Speicherstadt, the world's largest contiguous warehouse district doesn't just sit beside the canals, it rises directly from them, a city within a city. Each of these immense neo-Gothic structures rests upon a dense forest of over 3 million oak piles, driven deep into the marshy Elbe riverbed in the late 19th century. This staggering feat of engineering allowed a burgeoning port to build its commercial heart on otherwise unstable ground, creating a labyrinth of red brick canyons where the air still hangs heavy with the ghosts of coffee, spices, and oriental carpets. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2015, the district is far more than an architectural marvel. It is a profound, living statement of Hamburg's identity. A city that didn't simply adapt to its challenging environment, but bent the very elements to its will, building a global trading hub on a foundation of timber, water, and unwavering ambition.